Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, it's -3 here in my part of the UK. You can probably hear around me the birds and the cars moving. So I want to just describe what I'm seeing because I'm outside. So the first thing, of course, is the very white pavements. In American English, we call them sidewalks. They're glistening. They're silver, white. Just on a separate point, out of respect for older people, we never say they have grey hair. We always say they have silver-haired. Oh, I know that man, the silver-haired man that walks on the street, for example. So, getting back to what I'm seeing, the pavement is kind of glistening, white, silver. I can also see leaves on the ground which are frozen on top of the pavement. So I can see that they're brown, but they're covered in a nice sheet of frost. So it's very frosty. I'm looking at some parked cars. I can't see inside them because they're sparkling, just like the inside of the freezer, And if you touch them, well, if you touch a car, you get into trouble. But if you touch the inside of a freezer, or if you touch a car while it has ice or frost on the top, your finger might stick. So it's never a good idea to do that. As I'm walking farther down my road, I can see that the roads are a bit clearer, and there's buses whizzing past, which show no sign of ice, with a very proud sign saying now electric. So it's a bus which has been remodeled for our views of the environment. Electric cars and electric vehicles now are very fashionable because of climate change. So I'm just walking on down here. I'm just very aware of a policeman on the right-hand side, standing outside a house. If I'm not mistaken, he looks like he's armed. That if someone's armed, it means they're carrying a gun. It's the same words as having two arms. The R is silent in the middle. But it's a bit strange to see a policeman with a gun here. I don't know quite what's been happening. What caught my attention is the fact that he's dressed a little bit differently from other policemen, because he's wearing a very bright fluorescent jacket. He has a different hat, and he seems a little bit bigger. Well, they're all big, aren't they? Policemen these days. They're not what they used to be. I don't think many of them could run very far. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure that's a gun I saw there. I didn't want to stare, so I just quickly hurried past. But I know that in that apartment there's been some difficulties in the last few days, so I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, people. Right, so there's some people there, and they're all very, very heavily clothed. Jackets, jumpers, hats, gloves. But there's also a boy wearing shorts. I don't know why they do that. Some of the younger people, they don't feel they need to wear heavy clothes, but they must be freezing. But I think it's more of a testament to the amount of alcohol they've consumed last night. Or maybe they're just going to the gym. But either way, it's not a good idea to be out in these temperatures without being properly clothed, because if you fall or if you have an accident, you can get into serious trouble. But of course, people here especially in the northern part of the UK, they're quite hardy, sturdy people. They're quite big and strong. They have to be, because living in this kind of environment is very difficult for everyone. So, yeah, it's a very hard way of life in the winter. But we're not even in the winter yet. It's still autumn. Right, so I'm approaching the end of my road. So there's not so much silver or white frost. There's a lot of leaves on the pavement, reminding me that we're still in autumn. I'm walking past a huge, very long hedge where all the leaves are brown. Oh, that's from a song, isn't it? All the leaves are brown. Do you remember what song that's from? Yeah, it's Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin'. I'm not going to sing it. If I did, I think the rest of the birds would fly away. The sun is there, and it's just popped out from behind a cloud there, although the sky is very, very blue. And now it's shining, but it's still very, very cold. -3, as I mentioned. The traffic's going to get louder just in a second as I take a left onto the main road, because I'm going to buy cat food. My cat decided again yesterday that the food I gave him, he didn't want any more. So I'm going to get him more of his favorite food. These days he's very particular. It has to be fish. It has to be fine flakes of fish. It has to be moist. Yeah, cats. Those of you who are cat lovers, you know that cats just decide at certain moments, that's it, I want something different. And then we have to rush out and obey them. It's a little bit strange. Okay, so I'm now seeing the skyline at the end of my road. Okay, so there's a mixture, first of all, before I look to the skyline, there's old Victorian walls. And there's a industrial park where I usually have my coffee. So there's a mixture of old and new here. And I'm walking past a college as well, a very old Victorian wall, but a very modern building. And the skyline, I'm seeing churches, an observatory, more churches, apartment blocks, all pushing up into the distance. And behind that there's mountains with electricity pylons sitting like proud soldiers on the mountain, or maybe I should say standing like proud soldiers on the mountains. There's no signs of any Christmas decorations on this street, but I'm about to walk into a shop. So it's not a supermarket I'm going to today. It's one of these shops that sells everything. It's mainly a hardware shop. Hardware shops sell tools. They sell some gifts as well. But it's the kind of place that historically were men's shops. They sell tools and plugs and bathroom equipment, the things that you would see men going to buy. But they also sell other things as well, like animal supplies, and they even have a little market in there for food, but it's all frozen food, so nothing fresh. So it's a hardware store, but also they sell gifts and these things. So that's where I'm going to go to get my little cat his food. Next to that is a big supermarket. I need to buy cheese, actually, so if I can't get it in the hardware store, which is really weird to say that because hardware stores shouldn't sell cheese, but they do have a little food aisle, as I mentioned. I'm sure I'll probably get what I want in here. So I'm just outside. Already I'm seeing the Christmas tree, Santa, and 3 kids singing. It's not even December yet, honestly, although I'm just as bad. because I've already started to put up my Christmas decorations. Right, so I'm walking through a huge car park, looking in the window of this hardware store. The cars are all very, very grey. There's a trolley park, you know that place where you leave the trolleys for the supermarkets there, covered in ice, and just reminding me that everything here is very, very cold, and people of all shapes and sizes and colours walking past me here, reminding me of the diversity of the beautiful place where I live. And I'm looking in the window of the supermarket here before I finish the podcast. I can see that amongst the tools, plumbing, bathroom suites, and flat packed things that they sell, there's also Christmas decorations, and many of them in fact in there. Upstairs, Christmas, arts and crafts, stationery, toys, outdoor leisure. Downstairs, dining, kitchen appliances, plants, tableware. So yes, it used to be very much a man's store, but now it's a store for everyone, I think. And there we are. So I'm just going to go inside, buy my little kitty his food and some cheese, and then hurry home. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. Let's talk again soon. And see you all. Bye.